Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Tyrone back with Tech Life. And the article that you're seeing on screen is a huge win for T-Mobile. And let me explain why. So, the article that we're covering today is not just any article from any source. This is Bloomberg, which is considered by many a very, very credible source. Bloomberg put out an article on December 16th, yesterday, that Verizon lost its network superiority. Now it's paying the price. That is a huge win for T-Mobile. Now, whether that's true or not, that can be debated in another video. If we're looking at Root Metrics, which is arguably the best scientific third-party testing that we have, right? In any given neighborhood that you've ever tested, the software that Root Metrics has, they run billions of tests more in that same area, right? And then, of course, they cover a vast majority more. For example, in the Chicago area that Root Metrics tested, they drove 5,200 miles. None of us do that. None of us. I don't even drive that amount. I mean, that would be crazy. That would kill my gas. I wouldn't even attempt that type of testing. And the software that Root Metrics has, they run billions of tests every second. So what they determine the results to be, I take it highly credible because they have software and resources that I don't. So I have to look at that and I have to say, okay, that must be what it is like. Now, everyone's experience can be different, but this article from Bloomberg is a problem for Verizon because it puts a perception out to the market. People, average consumer sees this, they read it, they say, whoa, Verizon lost its network superiority. And then they see a commercial from T-Mobile, we're the 5G leader. We have the leadership. That is to me, this is bigger than anything that has happened in the last 2 years to T-Mobile, including the merger, in my opinion. Because the merger gave T-Mobile spectrum, right? It gave them additional assets, but it's not like T-Mobile's out there spending $20 billion now after the merger. It gave them much needed spectrum, so I don't discredit that. They needed that spectrum. But to get an article from Bloomberg that T-Mobile could use as free marketing material, I mean, that in my opinion, that's pretty big. I think that's a big deal. And especially it coming from such a credible source as in Bloomberg. You know, it could have came from any other publication, right? Fierce Wireless, Light Reading, so on and so forth. But it came from Bloomberg. So I'll leave this article in the description down below so you guys could check it out. But I mean, if you look at the 2 points here, two heads of consumer units have left. And those two were Ronan Dunn and Manon. They left. Now Hans Vestberg is now in charge of that, you know, like we discussed, is in charge of the consumer group, but it's technically been his responsibility. And then you got Bloomberg now making an article like this. Now, of course, some of you are going to say, no, that's not the case for me. And that might really be the case. You might live in an area where T-Mobile is non-existent or hasn't made that investment to have the license to win. But it's coming. I could tell you that with confidence. It's coming. It's coming eventually. They're going to get in there with a few towers. They're going to build some stores, and they're going to create that license to win. But with the amount that they're investing, they're going to have to do it. They're going to have to do it with in certain phases, right? 2020 was a upgrade phase, right? And then 2021, they needed to do the N41 at more scale. I hear 2022, they did build some new sites, some new coverage sites. 2023 is going to be a big expansion year, I'm told. And then 2024, we're going to go back to the phase of upgrading, right? DoD C-band gets deployed, more small cells get deployed. I mean, it's a very, very good plan, especially when you have the backing of the media. You know, some of you have heard the media darlings, that word go around, and it's in the favor of T-Mobile. And T-Mobile is usually very good at spinning articles like this to favor them. That's why I didn't really tie in AT&T, because AT&T, these articles and the media have kind of been whatever to them. They don't really use that as any fuel to anything, really. They just, AT&T just continues their plan, and that's really all they do. Not to say that they may have closed that gap to Verizon as well. They very well did with FirstNet, but they don't use any of this type of material to their advantage. If T-Mobile wants to, I don't know if they will, but if they do, they usually spin this type of stuff to their favor and turn it into something very positive. So let me know in the comment section down below how you feel about it. Make sure you guys like, share, subscribe to the channel, follow my social media outlets. This is Tyrone with Tech Life. I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.